Hey folks, Ron here. Boy, I'll tell you, the temperature was 75 degrees and now it's about 63 and windy and it feels like winter, even though it's not winter anymore. Anyway, the hedge behind me is, unfortunately, I'm going to show you a gate in a minute, but it's really all we can see of Billy Crystal's home here in Pacific Palisades. And I was hoping it would be more, but it's not. It's very private, a lot more private than the other homes here. I'll show you what I can, and I'll tell you a couple of stories. Um, Billy Crystal, the first time I took notice of him was on the show Soap. And I actually met one of the writers, with the director of Soap, Jay Sandridge. Great older guy, and he also directed Mary Tyler Moore and a lot of other things. And I talked with him about Soap a little bit. But Billy Crystal was a comedian, turned actor, and he had a role on Soap, being one of the family members. Soap being a takeoff on soap operas. Ran from I think 78 to 81, and I really suggest you watch it if you haven't already. It's a brilliant show, very, very funny, and it really was sophisticated and very racy and ahead of its time in a lot of ways for late 70s, early 80s, ABC. Anyway, my other story about Billy Crystal is that it must have been his first film because it was released in 78. Joan Rivers directed it. I don't know if she ever directed another film again. In fact, she raised her money. She raised a lot of the money for the film by herself, and the film was partially edited in her home. The reason I know and the reason I went to see the film, and I think about 6 of us did, unfortunately, was because my uncle did some of the editing on that film. So my father and my mother took me to see it as a young lad because, Uncle did some of the editing, showing our loyalty by going to the movies and seeing it. Anyway, but it was called Rabbit Test, and it was about the first man to give birth to a child. Like I said, unfortunately, it bombed critically and money-wise, financially, but my uncle told me that he was doing some of the editing in Joan Rivers' house, and Edgar was there. Edgar, her husband, who was given, I think, a producer title. Anyway, but Billy Crystal, of course, went on to be a very big actor, especially in the 90s and on TV throughout the 80s and 90s, and When Harry Met Sally and things of that nature. My other story, and he does some great impressions like Muhammad Ali, and he was actually friends with Muhammad Ali. My other story about Billy Crystal is not specifically about Crystal, but about it touched me because it was about his friendship with Robin Williams. My eyes are tearing again with this wind, so I'm going to keep the shades on. And by the way, if people ever wonder why I always have these shades on, they're prescription. It's not just sun or like it is today, which is no sun, just fog. I just can't see without them. Anyway, but my other story is, you can see this neighborhood too. I'll show you the neighborhood as we go. Is that Robin Williams and Billy Crystal were very good friends, and I very much wish I could do a vlog. I could do an hour vlog on Robin Williams. I could do, I guess, the Comedy Store in places in Los Angeles. But of course, he died at his home in Tiburon, and I believe it's a public street because people went and left all kinds of, memorials and cards and candles on the day of his death there. It's up in the East Bay of San Francisco, and the next time I'm up there, I'll try to go there. Actually, the house has been sold now. His late wife, Susan, I believe, has sold the house. However, I think that the occurrence I'm going to tell you about happened in Los Angeles, although I'm not positive. All I know is that Billy Crystal and his wife were having dinner and a movie, or having dinner and then seeing a movie with Robin Williams and his wife Susan, and it was the movie Don John. Saw it on cable, kind of funny. Anyway, I think it was called Don John. Anyway, Billy Crystal says that it had been several months since he had seen Robin Williams, and when Robin got out of the car, he said he looked kind of frail and lost weight and just not himself. and that at dinner, he said, Robin Williams kept putting his hand on Billy's shoulder as if like he wanted to say something, but the words never quite came out, but like he was in distress. And look at the little monkey statue. Can you see it up there? This house they're working on? Anyway, and then he said after the movie, well, they were driving home in separate cars, Robin Williams, well, before they were driving home, he said Robin hugged Billy and his wife and was crying. And he said, what's wrong? Why are you so, Billy said to Robin Williams, why are you so emotional? What's wrong? And he said, Robin Williams said, you know, nothing. It's just great to see you guys. I just miss you. Haven't seen you in a long time. Let's get together soon. And one of those things. And now we know it was the dementia, which was really causing all kinds of problems with Robin, and ultimately led to his suicide. But Billy Crystal said that Robin kept calling him on the way home, on the ride, saying, I'm sorry I was so emotional. Sorry I was so emotional. I hope it's okay. I hope it's okay. I just miss you guys, so on and so forth. And that was kind of a heartwarming story about him. And Billy Crystal also has a story about Robin Williams calling him when Robin was diagnosed falsely, incorrectly, unfortunately, with Parkinson's. And Billy Crystal said he was going to arrange for Robin to get into the same facility that Muhammad Ali was in Arizona. But, of course, that never happened. Anyway, we'll be back to the house, or at least the gate, in a minute. We'll catch you again there. All right, folks, we're back. Well, it's really, we can't see too much. All we can see is a gate. And it looks like a garage or tennis courts there. Let's continue on, because there's another gate here. Like I keep saying, I always feel like I should apologize that I can't show you more. One day I'm going to get inside a house and show you what's inside. So there's another gate. Let's see if we can see anything from there. Again, I wish I could show you more, but we just can't do it. I just talked to somebody who said they were up at what's called the Palisades Highlands, which is a huge hill at the top of the Palisades, Pacific Palisades, with beautiful homes and townhomes and hiking trails. And they said it's nice and sunny there, no breeze. Here near Sunset, and near the more closer to the ocean, it's cold and windy and miserable. That's LA traffic, LA weather. I was going to say LA traffic. I'm so used to saying it. Okay, folks. Well, I'll call it there. I will say thank you very much for watching and listening, and I hope you enjoyed some. I think it was interesting, the conversation about the friendship between Billy Crystal and Robin Williams, because that really touched me, and it showed the man is not just an actor, but his human side. Anyway, okay. So again, my name is Ron, and thank you very much for watching and listening. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and please give the channel likes. That I would really appreciate, folks, because that's what gives the channel traction and really moves things along for me. And also, if you care to comment in the comment section, please do so if you see fit. Usually generates an interesting dialogue. Okay, folks, thanks again, and we'll see you at the next location. Thank you. Bye-bye.